And for more on what led to the rise of terror groups like Daesh in the first place, we're joined by Sulome Anderson from New York. She's a journalist and author. Thank you for joining us, Sulome.
Thank you for having
What
me.
are the main factors that led to the rise of Daesh in Iraq and Syria?
Well, there's multiple factors at play there. I would say a lot of the responsibility lies with the U.S. invasion of Iraq. After the invasion, President Bush disbanded the Iraqi army, so there was a large population of unemployed military-age men. Then the Ba'athist members of Saddam Hussein's Ba'athist government basically exploited this population and weren't above turning to radical Islam as well. Then also America would capture jihadi terrorists and put them in a camp called Camp Bucca, where they were further radicalized and they built the ISIS leadership, and then they were released. And then also sectarian tensions in Iraq. Basically, the U.S. was sponsoring the Shia government of Nouri al-Maliki, which led to much resentment and feelings of marginalization on behalf of the Sunni population. So there were a lot of factors just waiting for a group like ISIS to rise.
Sulome, Hawija is the last stronghold of Daesh in Iraq. If it falls, will it be safe to say that Daesh has been finally defeated in Iraq?
Well, I think militarily you can say that they will have been defeated, but it's much harder to defeat the ideology of Daesh, because the first thing that ISIS does when they take over a territory is set up schools. And they have, the people that go to these schools are poor, uneducated, impressionable, and they inject their ideology into this new generation. Now, after, these places have been liberated, a lot of these children are being placed in refugee camps under very terrible condition. And they are just being left to radicalize further, and they have these grudges already against the Iraqi government and America, as well as the U.S.-led coalition is mounting airstrikes that are taking a higher and higher casualty toll on the Iraqi and Syrian people. So, there's a large population now of bereft loved ones with a grudge against America. And lastly, the sectarian tensions that led to the rise of ISIS in the first place haven't really been resolved. So I think it's going to be much more difficult to prevent the rise of another group like ISIS.
Can Daesh be defeated solely by military means? What will it take to defeat Daesh ideologically, Sulome?
I think it would take a lot of post-conflict effort, reconstruction, a lot of work by the Iraqi government to calm these tensions, to prevent sectarian retaliatory violence against Sunnis, which is happening quite frequently now. And also with the children who have been radicalized, there needs to be a large effort to rehabilitate them, to give them psychological counseling. But this all takes resources and inclination that I don't feel like is really there.
Sulome Anderson, thank you for joining us from New York.